All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today in this AI employee presentation where we talk about Ask AI. Ask AI is one of the 6-bot systems, 7-bot systems now that we use inside our software to make it more streamlined, easier to operate, and incorporate AI into your operations for your business. If you were here for any of the previous presentations, we went through some of the other bots. Voice AI was how we can help set up your AI to answer your business phone calls and never miss another opportunity. Conversation AI, where basically if you have a text message and if it's somebody in your funnel, then you can have them be engaged and help with that conversation. Reviews AI, if you're generating a lot of reviews, AI can help with that process about replying to them or generating them. Funnel AI, that's the core product. It's a little bit different than the Ask AI. I'll talk a little bit, that was in a previous presentation. Content AI works really helpful for social media, for generating a lot of social media content that's specific for your business. Workflow AI Assistant, that's more for advanced workflows and automations that people need for automating some of their tasks. All right, we'll get started on the demo here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate a funnel. Now we have other options in here: draft a social media post, summarize a contact, et cetera, et cetera. I have not used that. What I started with was to generate a funnel because I needed a funnel for my specific use case. The wizard here will give you options, so you don't have to know how to prompt. You can just follow the instructions, and the AI will guide you through and build the prompt for you. So what I'm looking for usually is a lead magnet funnel, because funnels, it's basically if you're gonna do any kind of promotions or anything else. For example, one of our promotions is how we're using AI to do SEO. Then that funnel was the one I built, and that was the one that I started with using this tool. So I'm going to say it's a lead magnet funnel. And it'll be less than 10 questions to get through the wizard here. So the AI is thinking. And just so you know that in advance, what I did was I set up a brand voice for Softwired AI. That gives it a knowledge base and a place for it to go and look and know about my business. So it's not generic output like ChatGPT. So great choice moving forward. Lead magnet funnel. To make your funnel truly resonate, valuable resource or offer you'd like to give away. Checklist or guide, ebook or report, free training or consultation. So I'm thinking that we want to promote AI SEO. And so I want to start with a checklist for a potential customer. So I'm going to say checklist. And because I haven't done a checklist yet, so we'll see how this goes. Tailor your funnel perfectly. Tell me about your business. This should have been in the brand voice. We use AI SEO tools for accelerating SEO work for clients. See how this goes. And we so what's asking me here is it's looking for a hook. So start ranking on Google in 90 days or less. Try that one. Okay. And then let's wait and see if any more questions. Okay, ideal audience. Since Angie's here, let's go ahead and start with our customers are roofing companies that are just getting started with SEO. All right, and so we're gonna see how that goes. Should be close to the end here with the questions. So it's still asking me because it's not defined enough. Is there a special guarantee or distinctive process? So just like the Hormozy equation, we need to have a sort of a time limit or something like that. So I'll just say money back guarantee. Being advanced tools. Right? Go in here. We're getting close. All right, now it's asking the tone. So I'm gonna say friendly. Cross our fingers one more time. Do you have images or users, logos? Okay, so last time I just gave it the website. Let's see if it's gonna do it here. Grab. Okay, see if this works. All right, we're getting close. Well, let's just pick a color. And the reason there's a lot of questions is because the more questions and the more refined the prompt is, the better the results are. Okay, so it's asking me if they can pull information from my Google Business profile, and I say yes. So what it's doing is, because I connected the Google Business profile to my account, it already knows where to go look for that. Sometimes this takes a couple minutes. See if it's done asking questions. Thinking, doing stuff. I think we're getting our funnel built. So when we get to the end here, what it does is it builds it inside the sites tab. So the funnel will be there. And the last funnel I built, I had one tweak on the homepage banner or the header banner, and then I had to tweak some of the links, and that was it. It took me less than 30 minutes to finish it. Okay. All right, I'm pretty sure it's building the funnel right now. So as this is part of the AI employee system, just a quick reminder. Okay, funnel created successfully. Yay. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. So the thing that I've had to replace a couple times, and this actually is similar to the other layout that we had that I used, is I just had to replace this background image up here, but you can see that it kind of laid out a lot of the critical elements on any funnel, right? So in the past, for me to build something like this would take 8 to 10 hours, pulling in images, using a template, having to ask ChatGPT what to write each section about, and then put it all together. but this is further along the design process. So it allows me to just kind of go in here, fix a couple things, build these funnels fast, because really what a lead magnet funnel is all about, converting people anyway. So that's about it for the Ask AI presentation. Feel free to contact me with the link below, and look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you.